So, 5 things that I took away from this video. The guy's a really good speaker, and I think you can take a lot more than 5 things away from this. But the 5 things I wrote down were that the Michelangelo quote about I won't have a problem if you aim high and miss, but I will have a problem if you aim low and hit. And I think that really stuck with me just because you have to have dreams and aspirations for where you want to go. And maybe you don't hit those high goals that you set for yourself, but you shot just under it, and instead of being on a low level job, say your goal was to just make money. Well, if your goal was, to become the CEO and maybe you just became the president, you're making money and you shot really high and you probably exceeded your expectations. So I think that's really what that quote means. The second thing I wrote down was, if you think you can or can't, you're right. And, I hear this a lot playing baseball just because everything has to do with your mindset. And if you think you can do it, then you probably can. And if you think you can't, well, then you definitely can't do it. So everything just revolves around your mindset and how you perceive things. And I think that's what he was trying to get at with that. The third thing I wrote down was he talks about his dad saying, "I know you're tough, but don't forget to be kind." And what that says to me is that you just need to be a good person. Um, Status and money can only get you so far, but you can really build relationships with people and build trust with people if you're kind and if you're willing to give up some of your time to help somebody else. I think that really speaks a lot of character about yourself, rather than just, being somebody who is like a Scrooge in a sense. The fourth thing I have written down is to do a job and do it right. And I think what that means to me is, in business, for instance, you might be stuck with some jobs that you really don't want to do, but your character will say a lot about yourself and how you do those jobs. For instance, say you have a bunch of paperwork to do, and I really don't know anybody who likes paperwork, but you need to do those jobs with wholeheartedly. Don't just do them halfway. Do them fully and put effort into them, and I think it'll come out in the end. I think that's what he's trying to say there. He's saying basically you're not going to like all the jobs you get, but you still need to do all your jobs and do them fully. And the last thing I have written down here, it says that rock bottom can also be a great foundation on which to grow. And I think that's an awesome quote because, many of us being 18, 19, 20 years old, we probably haven't hit rock bottom yet. And when we do, it's really going to show our true character and it's going to test us. And I think that he talks about in the video, in his speech, it's like hitting the canvas as a boxer. It's about, are you going to get up and are you going to stay the course, or are you just going to lay down and give up? And so I think that really, that was really a message that I took to heart in this video. And I think that's probably one of the more important ones to me is, how are you going to handle adversity and how are you going to handle failure?